Welcome to Amplified, the Chesapeake Public Schools podcast.
Chesapeake Schools is located in the Hampton Roads area of southeastern Virginia. We serve 40,000 students in 45 schools and 3 centers. This podcast is designed to tell the stories behind our story and to introduce and celebrate the people and programs that make us one of the premier school districts in Virginia.
Welcome, everyone. This is episode 4 of Amplified, the Chesapeake Public Schools podcast. This is Matt Graham, and I'm here with
Richie Babb.
And it is November. We're almost near Thanksgiving.
I know, it's getting close. You'll find as you get older, time goes even faster and faster.
Yeah, I'm starting to figure that out with my kids.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
It is.
You do anything cool for Thanksgiving?
I'll tell you what we do. We do Thanksgiving Day with my wife's family, which is considerably bigger than my side. But then we do a Thanksgiving Saturday with my family.
Okay.
And it's good because if you have 2 Thanksgiving celebrations on the same day, by the time you get to the second one, you're full, you don't really want to eat, and that's usually where the better food is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that's the case in my case. So doing it on Saturday gives you an extra day to prepare, extra couple days really to prepare. There's no rush. People don't have other obligations. So we've done that for the last probably 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, well, I love Thanksgiving. Last episode, you mentioned the fall, like how much I love fall.
Yeah.
I think Thanksgiving is probably one of my favorite holidays because there's like no other than eating and preparing food, right? There's no other pressure. Just enjoy the day.
Yes.
Just relax with the people you love.
Yeah.
You know, and be thankful for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And speaking of thankful, we got 2 major programs.
Yeah. Out of many that we're going to highlight today that we at Chesapeake are very thankful for. Mm-hmm. Yeah, correct. So you have CVA, the Chesapeake Virtual Academy, which we talked to a student, and that student's very thankful for that. Yeah. So stick around for that. And then we'll also talk about our other academies, our high school academies, including IB, which is the International Baccalaureate, Science and Medicine, and the Governor STEM Academy at Grassfield. So a lot of information and a lot of thankful people on this episode.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, stay tuned. All right, how's it going? This is Matt Graham, again here with my wonderful co-host, Mr. Richie Babb.
Wonderful. I've been called a lot of things. I'm not sure wonderful one of them.
Oh, yeah, you are wonderful. Everybody loves you, Richie.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, so, and also with us is Dr. Kelli Jordan, who's the supervisor of Chesapeake Virtual Academy, and we also have one of the students with the Chesapeake Virtual Academy, Cadence Weaver. So, Dr. Jordan, or recently Dr. Jordan, right?
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I have lived all my life in Chesapeake. I'm a product of Chesapeake Public Schools. And
you can say Great Bridge.
Yeah,
you can say
I was going to say
sure.
I graduated
no
from
problem.
Great Bridge High School.
Absolutely say Great Bridge.
Yeah, a little bit of green and gold in there.
Yeah.
I taught at Chesapeake Public Schools for 15 years. Taught at Indian River High School and Hickory High School.
Oh, you went to the Hawks.
I did. I know. Not a Great Bridge people. I don't know how they'll feel about that one. But then I went over to the Hawks and taught there. And then I moved on into administration, in which I served as the supervisor of instructional resources before taking on this role as the supervisor of Chesapeake Virtual Academy. And I've been in this role for the last 2 years. And it's been really exciting to see it grow. I did serve in the capacity of the committee that really was thinking about this really pre-COVID. This has always been an idea pre-COVID to have the virtual academy and have this option for students. It wasn't a response to COVID in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
It's been really cool to be able to be a part of this and see it grow into this K-12 program that we have.
Awesome.
Great.
All right, awesome. Cadence, can you tell our listeners a little bit about you?
What would you like to know?
All right, so I know
She's not just giving up information.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't
you
think
gotta
so.
get a little bit better.
So before Cadence is brought onto the podcast, we found out a couple things about her. You are a junior, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you are a full-time student with CVA, and you've been there since
8th grade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, you've been with us for your entire high school career, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 9th, not 8th. 9th.
Yeah. And she said, and I quote, Dr. Jordan said, "You have thrived in this program."
Well, yeah.
You have. All of her teachers talk about how amazing she's done. And that was actually the exact words that they've all used, is that she has thrived and flourished in our program.
Nice.
Right.
That's nice. So what's your homeschool?
Western Branch.
Western Branch. Wow. So you made the drive all the way out today. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. So, Dr. Jordan, tell us, just give us an overview. What is CVA all about?
Okay, yeah. So Chesapeake Virtual Academy is a virtual option for any of our Chesapeake Public School students, K-12, which is really exciting. It is a virtual placement where the students get to learn from their home, but it is a little bit different in all three of the levels. At our elementary program, it is a pretty much synchronous program with built-in asynchronous options throughout the day, but it does model our brick and mortar setting pretty similarly. In our middle school option, it's a little more asynchronous, where the students have a little more flexibility throughout the day. But again, they are having that synchronous instruction. And then in our high school option, it is a completely asynchronous program. But I always quickly follow up and say that students do have a synchronous option available to them, with our teachers teaching live synchronous instruction every single day. But it does offer, no matter where you are, time, place, flexibility, pace to all of our students. We found that our students like the flexibility. They like the options that it offers them. They like being sometimes in the comfort of their own home. They just, they like all of those options that it brings to them.
Yeah. So Cadence, do you find that time management is something you had to learn when the bell's not ringing and you're going?
No, I feel like I've always been good at time management for sure.
Oh, wow, because it would be a disaster for me.
Yeah, me too. I'm still using Post-it notes and things to write down my agenda just to make sure I'm good to go.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of one of the things that with our program, it teaches the students, particularly if they stay with us K-12, because they slowly become an asynchronous learner. The asynchronous component is built when you move from K-5 to 6-8 to 9-12. There's more asynchronous built into our program. So I think that helps them become more of that independent learner compared to just kind of jumping in with both feet. And so I think that offers them that opportunity to grow in that independency.
Right. And just to clarify, synchronous is when you are receiving instruction the same time that the students are there at the same place. Asynchronous is kind of the students are doing the assignments or part of the lesson at another time, and then they come back in to meet and discuss it. Correct?
Exactly, yes.
That's it. Okay. Cadence, what led you to CVA? What kind of sparked the interest to be a part of this program?
Really COVID, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fun fact, the last full day of school that I went to in person for was on Friday the 13th. Of March 2020, and now it is Friday the 13th.
Oh, it is.
Look at that.
Yeah. How about that? Wow.
Full circle moment right there.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. So you walked out on that COVID when everything shut down and didn't go back?
No, I did not go back until this year for the Career Center.
Right. So you're
at the Career Center. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So that brings up a good point. Being in CVA doesn't keep you from being able to do some of these other things, right?
Not at all. You can still be very flexible with your schedule and do it perfectly. I love it.
Nice.
So what's your kind of day like, Cadence?
Well, now I go to the Career Center in the mornings, and then I starts at like 9:30 and ends at 12. And then I come home and then I do my work for CVA.
Okay. What are you taking at the Career Center?
Early childhood education.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Wow. How about that?
And just to piggyback off what she was saying, that is one of the really cool things about our program as well, is that students still get the opportunity to really benefit from all the things at their zoned homeschool. So they still get to be a part of all the athletics that are available at their homeschool, the clubs, the extracurricular activities. You very much can still attend prom. You can still go and be a part of the basketball team. You can still be a part of the chess club or NHS, or you can still, if you're in our K-8 program, you can still go on the field trip. You can still do all of those different things that are happening at your home school. Just because you've chosen to be a CVA student doesn't exclude you from those things.
Yeah. Are there any limitations to the courses that are offered through CVA, or can they take everything that's in the...
Not everything. We don't have the flexibility to offer everything just because of the nature of our setup and students being home. We can't exactly offer every single thing that the brick and mortar buildings do have the ability to offer, but we do have a wide variety of courses that we are able to offer. And to piggyback off that, there is the idea that we get to offer some of the classes that some schools can't offer because they just don't have the ability to offer that. They don't have the staffing to offer that, or the class doesn't make because they just didn't have enough students interested in it.
Okay.
And so in those instances, particularly with CVA High, we have a lot of students who will enroll in the class because it's just not an option in their homeschool, but it is an option with us.
Right. So you can there's still an opportunity to take, for instance, weighted classes and,
Absolutely.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
right?
we have our, academic classes, honors classes, AP classes, DE classes. We offered them all.
Now, do some of the teachers that teach CVA, they're full-time CVA as well, too,
Absolutely. We have full-time staff members, and then we also have part-time staff members as well.
Okay, nice.
And so every class that you take at CVA, you're getting a Chesapeake Public Schools teacher.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite things about it is that they're real people.
Me too.
Yeah, they are real Chesapeake Public School teachers that have all been a part of Chesapeake Public Schools, following the Chesapeake Public Schools curriculum, the Chesapeake Public School pacing, using Chesapeake Public Schools Chromebooks, curriculum, resources, textbooks, all of those things. We're not using anything different than the brick and mortar schools are using.
That's great. Are there any teachers that you want to give a shout out to while you're here, Cadence, that you have enjoyed as being your teacher for the past couple of years?
I'd say definitely Mrs. Lenny Shirley. I love her so much.
I am not surprised.
Yeah, really.
Not
Definitely one of my best
surprised.
friends at this point. I love her. Had her for 2 years. Had her for both World History 1 and 2. She doesn't just teach us, she also actually talked to us. So whenever we finished doing our work, she would actually talk with us and hang out. And
So, building
it was
those
nice.
relationships.
So, yeah, we just built a relationship off that. It was me, her, and one other student, usually in the class. So
Okay. Do you find that your teachers are very flexible in getting one-on-one time with them? So you're not just stuck out there by yourself.
Oh, no.
Yeah, if you need to meet with a teacher, you can do that, right?
I can, of course. They have like a thing you can set up on the calendar. You can select what time you want, but you have to do it like a day ahead at least to give them heads up saying,
Sure.
hey, I want to meet on this day at this time. I need help with this assignment or that other assignment or whatever.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that is, yeah. I've heard that from a lot of CVA students that how they really are building relationships with their teachers more than they would have had they been in the brick and mortar school.
100%.
Yeah.
Now, Cadence, would you recommend CVA to others? And if so, why would you do that?
I definitely would, just because I feel like it's easier to learn that way. You can actually focus on your work more and get to know your teachers better, and they can help you better because it's just easier to talk to them and understand things. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You've been doing a lot of head nodding during our conversation. So you seem really enthusiastic
yes,
about
very.
CVA. You seem to really like it.
I do. I love it so much. I'm very grateful for it.
Wow, great.
That's awesome.
Great. Did Dr. Jordan tell you to say all these things? Because you couldn't be a better representative
I know.
right, for CVA.
I know.
Right?
No, it's
Wow.
just I love it so much, and I'm very grateful to have it in my life. And
That's awesome. That is awesome. So scheduling's coming up. Does it work so that every student that applies gets in, or there are limited numbers of seats, so to speak?
Yeah, so there is an application process in regards to that. Students will need to fill out the application that'll be available on our website. The application process is a little bit different for K-8 compared to 9-12. There is no limit in regards to that. We don't have like a capacity or something along those lines.
Right.
We don't review applications and do any acceptance until we determine that, we have enough to have the class make and staffing needs and things of that sort. But basically, after we received all the applications, we review them. Building administrations at the home schools have approved them based on the requirements that are displayed in the application. And then we go forward from there.
Yeah. So you said K-8 program. We have kindergartners
We
doing
do.
virtual learning, right?
It is the
What is that
sweetest
like?
thing ever. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. I can tell you that those kindergartners know how to mute. They know how to use emojis. They know how to use the chat. They know how to do polls in Google Meet.
amazing.
It is.
That is.
It
I'm
is
proud
really
of
cool.
them.
Yep.
Wow.
They are so tech savvy. By week 3, they know how to do all the things in a Google Meet that you would never imagine. They can navigate Canvas like nobody's business. It's pretty impressive.
So it won't be too many years before there'll be kids graduating that never actually went inside a building to take classes.
Yeah, when you
That
put it
could
like
be a
that,
possibility,
that's,
right?
if you think about when they left with COVID, that would be exactly the case.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Wow.
Well, this has been
Very interesting. Very
this has
enlightening.
been very interesting. This has been an amazing
sure.
conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've definitely learned a ton about the CVA program just by having y'all both here. And obviously, there's a huge success story sitting with us with Cadence.
Thank you.
So it has been a pleasure having y'all both on the podcast and sharing all things CVA with our listeners and our community. Is there anything else that you would like to share or say about CVA?
I mean, I think it's awesome. I think it's a really
there you
cool
go.
program.
Yeah.
I think it's a great opportunity for families to meet the needs that they have, and they're all different kind of unique needs. It's for students who just want to be home because of a variety of medical reasons or just personal reasons. There's all different types of unique needs that our families have as to why they're choosing this option.
Sure.
I like the fact that we're affording our families an opportunity to meet them where they are.
Right.
And it has become a really cool lens on my side to see and hear the stories as to why they're choosing our option, and to know that Chesapeake Public Schools has provided that avenue for them where 3 years ago this wasn't an option for them. And to know that I get to be a part of it is really exciting. But more importantly, to know that students like Cadence have this opportunity is it's just really awesome.
Yes, I love it so much. I think it's very helpful. This is just a very big help to me, so I thank you for creating it.
One of the best ways that you can get notifications from your school is to download the Chesapeake Public Schools app. You can choose your schools that you'd like to follow and also receive information from the district. So make sure you download the Chesapeake Public Schools app from the Google Play Store or the App Store today. It's everything Chesapeake in your pocket. A big part of our story here at Chesapeake Public Schools is our academies. So we have with us Dr. Shonda Windham and Meredith Strahan to share with us what our academies are all about here in Chesapeake Public Schools. So welcome to the podcast, both of you.
Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Fantastic. And if you've heard our podcast, we start off trying to get to know you a little bit. Let's start with you, Dr. Windham. How many years you been in Chesapeake?
So this is actually my 24th year in Chesapeake. I have a total of 26 years in education, varying positions from teaching to technology integration specialist to CTE supervisor, principal, and now currently the director of college and career readiness.
Yeah, and you have a son who just graduated last year, right?
I do.
And what's he doing? How is his college experience?
He is living his best life in college, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
I wish he lived a little bit less, but nonetheless, he is definitely enjoying his time there.
Great.
Don't ask me how I'm doing.
Okay. I can
another
almost see
story.
how you're doing, actually. I mean, yeah. Now, and in your younger son, what grade's he in?
He is currently a junior.
Okay. Man. Wow.
Time flies,
It
for
does.
sure.
I mean, I remember when they were like little kids.
Knee high to a duck.
Yeah, basically. How about you, Meredith? How long have you been in education?
Well, this is my 17th year. I'm actually a career switcher. So I was in hospitality prior to coming into education. So a big shift whenever I came into education.
Yeah.
Before I was the Governor's STEM Academy coordinator, I was the AVID coordinator and AVID elective teacher at Oscar Smith High School.
Okay, great. So we are here to talk about academies, and I think that's something that people have heard about and maybe don't know a whole lot about. So what are the academies, and how do they work in Chesapeake?
So we have 3 specialized academies in Chesapeake. We have the Governor's STEM Academy, which is Meredith's academy. We also have the IB Academy at Oscar Smith High School, as well as the Science and Medicine Academy at Deep Creek High School. And so basically, these 3 academies serve all students in Chesapeake. So we take in students from all 7 high schools. The academy school becomes their home school, and the students are provided transportation from their homes to the academy that they have been accepted into.
Okay, what's the whole concept behind having academies? I mean, because I'm assuming they're taking courses that there's not enough interest for them to be offered in their high schools. right? So we're concentrating at sort of advanced classes or very specific classes that you wouldn't necessarily take or be able to take in your home school to concentrate, in other words, right?
That's exactly it. We're looking for students who are highly interested and highly motivated in whatever academy they plan to attend. And so our classes are specialized. They're only offered within the academy. They have other components to their classes as well, from field trips to final projects and culminating experiences. But they're definitely highly specialized for people who really want an in-depth experience in that particular area.
Great.
Right. And so you're the coordinator of the STEM Academy, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So the STEM Academy at Grassfield has 3 different pathways. So when students apply to the Governor's STEM Academy, they are either interested in learning more about engineering and technology, programming and software development, or global entrepreneurship and technology. And so they take 6 elective classes within their pathway to really get a full education in that particular subject area.
So they go there for all 4 years of high school.
They do. They go all 4 years. So if they're in the Governor's STEM Academy, they are a Grassfield Grizzly, and they are
fully engaged, like they could do the sports and all that.
Sports, music, anything. They are a Grassfield Grizzly, and they are bleeding red, white, and blue.
Yeah. And you find, like my daughter went to the IB Academy at Oscar Smith,
Yes.
and you find that those academy kids get very involved in their school.
They do.
Like frequently your student government people, a lot of the people in sports, the people that are heavily involved are a lot of times these academy students. So, and I'll point that out because I don't want it to sound like that the academy kids go into a high school and they're segregated and they're not really part of the school. They really are part of the school.
They absolutely are.
100%.
Yeah, I used to coach tennis for Grassfield back in the day, and I had a few of those academy kids, and they played on our team. Mm-hmm. But yes, they were in SCA, fully in it, and just loving it.
So I want you to know this is about our 4th podcast we've recorded.
Yeah.
And Matt has been able to work in the word tennis in every single podcast.
That's right.
So he was able to get that in this time as well.
You got to find a way, man.
Every time. So we hear about students in some courses getting industry credentials to go out into the world of work. Do we have those at the STEM Academy? Do students get those?
Absolutely. Students have lots of opportunities to get industry credentials. One of the brand new ones that they're going to have this year is project management. And I mean, that is hot in the world today for just about everybody. So our senior capstone leadership class, those students are going to take the project management certification this fall. So pretty exciting.
That's exciting.
That's awesome.
So you mentioned like the paths within the STEM Academy a little while ago. I don't want to just brush by them. If you would go through those with me again, that'd be great.
Sure, absolutely. So starting with engineering, our students take 2 foundation courses, one in 9th grade, one in 10th grade. It focuses a lot on robotics, so it's pretty cool. Then they take aerospace engineering. We have a great flight simulator. I have to say that I've never been able to get off the ground, but the student.
I'm coming to Grassfield, dude.
Well, is some of that too was showcased at the air show recently?
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we didn't have our big flight simulator out there, but we did have our smaller ones. But we do have a full surround one that we can program, like take off from Norfolk International Airport, and you need to land in Richmond or in New York. They take civil engineering as well and electrical engineering. And then all of the pathways have a capstone course, and they're given a budget. They have to solve a problem. They come up with prototypes and they present. In programming, the students take a computer science course, and they're working with VR headsets and creating video games. And then our global entrepreneurship students are taking entrepreneurship, leadership development. They're also taking marketing classes and global commerce classes. So they are ready to go.
Are they beating down your door over there at the STEM Academy? It sounds like they would be.
To say the least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we really try to get out there and connect with the students at all levels. I think one of the cool features of it is that every class has their own specific field trip. And so we go out all the time. I am actually laugh because I drive that activity bus like it's nobody's business.
Hey.
And I even
and that's not a simulator either.
No,
That's a
it's
real
not.
bus.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
good for you.
I actually have a chauffeur hat that I do wear occasionally
That's great.
to liven it up a bit.
That's awesome. Now, Dr. Windham, can you tell us a little bit about the Science and Medicine Academy and the IB program?
Yeah, absolutely. So as Meredith just shared, the academies are highly sought after by our students. One of the perks of being in the IB program is the potential to obtain an internationally credentialed diploma, which means these students can apply to universities and colleges across the globe. Wow. Additionally, they can earn college credit from their coursework. From 9th to 12th grade, the students are cohorted, meaning they have their IB classes together with other IB students, and they develop very strong relationships with one another. On the flip side of that, we have the Science and Medicine Academy. They have wonderful community partners from Chesapeake Regional to EVMS, CHKD, ODU, allowing the juniors and seniors the opportunity to job shadow and intern in the Hampton Roads community. So we're very grateful for those partners. They definitely help to beef up the program.
Yeah, no doubt.
And the cool part about all three of the academies is we really do collaborate a lot. And sometimes we'll go on field trips all together.
Together, yeah.
Okay, everybody say it.
They're a great team.
All together. Airplane. And but so the students really have that opportunity to collaborate and to really work together. Last night we had our first academy night at Indian River Middle, and we all had student representation, and it was so neat to see the students go, oh, hey, I remember you from middle school, and all in their different academies.
Nice.
So tell us about that Academy Information Night.
Yes, so we try to make sure that we hit every single student and family, and so had eight family parent nights planned at all of the different schools, as well as there will be a virtual opportunity coming up on the 30th of November as well, in case you want to listen in your pajamas, which I totally get, so that the families have that opportunity to really find out what's going on in Chesapeake.
Okay.
Right.
So I have an 8th grader, let's say. I'm fortunate that I do not, but let's say I have an 8th grader and I hear this and I'm like, man, you need to go to one of those academies. What do they need to do? What's the process?
So that's actually really easy. The application itself opens up on December the 1st. It'll be on the division's website as well as on all three of the schools' websites for the students to go to. They just need to open up that application and apply. The application itself is super simple. Now, the more difficult part is the assessments that they'll take in early to late January and early February. Each one of us have several Saturday testing dates. And so the students choose from those dates, and then they will come in and they will complete their assessment.
And if you're that 8th grader maybe thinking of multiple academies, do they have the ability to apply to more than one?
Yes, they can. So the application lends itself to do that. They can select 1, 2, or all 3 and be considered for each academy.
If you have an interest, we want you to apply. We want you to be a part of any one of the academies. They are all excellent opportunities. They're all designed to challenge you. They're all designed to motivate you. And I personally kind of take it on as a challenge, as I am your fairy godmother. We sit down and try to make all of your dreams come true, whatever that is for their next enrolled, enlisted, service academy, employed from day one. So we work very, very hard, all of us do, to make sure every student has an amazing experience.
So it's tough for you to remember whether to wear your fairy godmother hat or your chauffeur hat.
A lot of hats.
A lot of hats, right?
A lot of glitter. A lot of glitter.
Right.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Amplify, the Chesapeake Public Schools podcast. If you are interested in any of these programs, please visit cpschools.com to learn more today or to even apply. And make sure that you follow Amplify, the Chesapeake Public Schools podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts.